Hey guys, it's Tiffany, and you found me on the Wise Skies channel. Wise Skies is a metaphysical counseling company. We offer one-on-one services as well as retreats, and we have a really cool membership that's just $22 a month. So if you'd like to join us, you can find us at wiseskiescollective.com. We maintain a cool blog as well, talking about all of the interesting astrological aspects, the human design tool, and Akashic Records readings. Just stuff that you can use to access a little bit of extra insight and cosmic advantage. So today we're going to go Aries all the way through Pisces. We're just going to take a look at a couple of cards just for some fun weekend advice, something that you could lean into. I'm using the Mystical Moments, this tarot deck, and I'm just going to take a nice breath in and out to clear the deck here for our Aries friends. Just any Aries watching, Aries sun, moon, or rising, clearing the deck for Aries. All right, so let's see. We get an Ace of Swords here, followed by a Moon card. All right, so it's like you think you know, but you might not know. So if you have certainty, be careful, because certainty, you can be certainly wrong, right? So it feels like something's sure, but maybe there's more of the unknown than you realize. Maybe there's more to the story. So you might be getting clearer and clearer, but I would be careful to put my stake in the ground or cut something off, or you know what I mean? Like, this is clarity, this is understanding, this is knowledge, but this to me means there's more to it. So you might not know everything that you think you do. So just look for more to the story. Maybe ask questions, get curious, stay open-minded, and ask to get clearer and clearer. All right, let's clear the deck for our Taurus friends. What is it that our Taurus friends need to hear for the weekend ahead? Just some practical advice, some fun, some guidance, some entertainment, right? Okay, let's see, Taurus. All right, we're looking at a Five of Pentacles and a Hierophant. So the Five of Pentacles, of course, some grief, some tears, some interior work, something that you might be blaming yourself for. Could have to do with a partnership or your spiritual devotion, right? Could have to do with overcoming a lack of faith, right? This is about our devotion, things that we're devoted to. Sometimes that's a marriage partner, sometimes that's a church, sometimes that's our yoga practice, right? This is usually represented as the Pope, you know, that higher spiritual guidance. And it feels like sometimes you can't quite access that on your own. And so there might be some healing work to do. When you don't have faith, you borrow somebody else's, right? That's kind of what it comes down to. So having faith that faith exists. You don't even really need faith when you're following your human design and you're following your own efforts at self-alignment. You just already know it. You already are it. You already experience that trust in the universal goodness for you. So it's just that willingness to not have to know all the answers or understand how it's going to go, but resolving some interior grief around something that you have been devoted to before seems like could be part of your journey this weekend. If that doesn't resonate, listen to your moon and rising sign as well, right? All right, let's clear the deck for Gemini. What is it that our Gemini friends watching would most benefit from hearing this weekend? Something that's useful for the Geminis of the world. All right, we get a Knight of Pentacles and a Fool card here. So Knight of Pentacles, being on a quest, you know, being financially responsible, wondering what to do with your finances that sets you up for success. Being conservative financially can be another way of looking at that. It's not all about money, but when we're doing these quick readings, you know, I try to pull something that's going to make the most amount of sense to the most amount of people. You can also look up Knight of Pentacles in your deck or your heart, or look at somebody who's younger than you that is just starting out on a journey, that's an apprentice, like that type of energy, that interested student mind, that can be somebody in your sphere as well. So, and then knowing, you know, that the Fool card is there. I love this card. The Fool card is a fresh start, Gemini. So what do you want to do just because you want to do it? It doesn't have to make a whole lot of sense. You already are wise, you already are practical, you've already done the safe conservative thing, but now it's time to really embark on a new journey that's just yours to make, that there is no manual for, right? There's no rules to follow. It's just you starting out on a brand new cycle, right? That could be in any sector of life, could be in career, it could be in romance, it could be with your family, or how you are as a mother or a sister or a father or a son, or you know what I mean? It could be just in so many different areas. It could be a new book that you want to read or write, right? All right, let's clear for our Cancer friends. Just clearing the deck for our Cancer friends. What is it that Cancer needs to hear? Okay, just for the weekend ahead. All right, we get the Magician card and the Four of Swords. So having downtime is not wasted time. Taking a rest, making sure that there's plenty of room for you to go slow this weekend, to be reflective but not overly active. This is not a weekend where you're planning and doing. This is when you're waiting to respond to the magic of life. The Magician means like you have everything that you need. There's nothing that you're seeking or needing to get or orient yourself in the future or past. This is a very present moment, slowing down of the energy and connecting in with that inner magician. That idea that as above, so below, really believing in your Pisces new moon wishes that you just made, right? This is a time of letting life come to you so that you can respond, right? And so that's an interesting play for our Cancers. So take that into mind. Do you need some time in your own aura that's separate from other people? Do you need to rest a little bit, reconnect with that magical side of you that really has everything that they need? All of the resources are there. Nothing really even needs to change. It's just that assurance, knowing that you can at any moment change anything. All right, let's clear the deck for our Leo friends. What do our Leos need to hear for the weekend ahead? Just clearing for Leos. Okay. All right, we got an Eight of Cups and a Hermit. So Eight of Cups, walk away, don't look back. What beautiful new adventure is ahead of you. You do need some downtime, alone time, time to reflect with yourself and God, right? The Hermit goes into the darkness somewhat confused, but emerges with the light, with the lantern. And so you're seeking clarity. You know what I mean, Leo? You're seeking clarity, and it's clarity that you can't get when you're with other people. You need some time alone, some separate time. Doesn't mean you have to take all weekend. You can take all weekend, but it looks like there's a cycle ending, and you're just gaining clarity. You're learning from this thing that's ending, so that you can feel like, all right, I see what I'm walking towards now, and it's clear to me, but I need to take the time to properly digest this whole situation. I love this card. The Eight of Cups is so clear, isn't it? All right, let's clear the deck for our Virgos. What is it that our Virgos watching need to hear for the weekend ahead? Hearing for Virgo. All right. Wow, I hate these cards. Virgos have had a tough reading lately. The last couple of weeks have been difficult for our Virgo watchers. We get the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Wands. This is where there can be a thief when you have been acting on your own self-reliance, where things have gone wrong when you're solo in some way. And so how can we turn this ship around? How can we get some kind of cohesive or collaborative effort to help you, to support you? Where do you need to cut out some of these situations that are making you feel like there's a thief of time, or have you been squandering the hours that could have been useful, right? What are you holding too close to your chest, or what feels just inaccessible? And it's like, I want to drop the rope. I don't want to keep stressing out about that. And I don't want to do everything where it's like this beating of my chest and pissing into the wind type of a thing. It's like, no, we don't need to be so rigid, right, with what's going on in our lives. It's like, look, something isn't working here, and I'm the common denominator. So what can I shift on the inside so that this isn't my continued experience? I know not every Virgo out there is having a hard time, but I know that some of you must, because I keep getting this kind of more intense reading for you guys. So my heart's with you. We're here if you need support. We'd love to have you as a member or help you individually with personal questions, right? All right, after Virgo comes Libra. What is it that our Libras want to hear for the weekend ahead? Clearing the deck for Libra, just connecting in, taking a deep breath. All right, we get the Eight of Wands and the Six of Swords. Okay, so we get the Eight of Wands, the Six of Swords here. To me, something's happening quickly, and you're not emotionally caught up to the speed. It's like my life just moved on, something just changed, and you're not quite caught up to speed. You're like, hang on, I wanted to feel my way through that. Or it's just life is going at a faster pace, and that can also be confusing to you. You could be looking in the wrong direction. You could be looking behind you instead of in front of you. You could be looking to the right and telling the universe that you want to go left. You could be drowning in sorrow, right? There's an anchor pulling her down. And so if you're feeling like this emotional piece is speaking to you, how can you get into the stream of life? Check out the March astrology, right? Because the March astrology is about things moving fast. lots of opportunities to pivot things. I'm not saying don't feel your feelings, just move on. I'm just saying it can feel like some of your feelings are being left behind as the pace of life is picking up. And so maybe you need to make space to connect with that inner child or that one who's grieving something, so that it doesn't get buried alive, right? Feelings buried alive don't die in our experience. After Libra comes Scorpio. So let's clear the deck for any Scorpios watching. Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising. All right, Page of Swords came out. Interesting art on this one. All right, I pulled two. I'm just going for it. All right, so Page of Swords. First of all, I would say getting clarity, getting a message, maybe from a kid, maybe check your texts. Be careful in your texts. Just be really honest and clear and kind and precise and neutral, right? This is a neutral clarity. This is objective, not subjective. And then we get the Three of Cups, which is sticky business, right? It's going to be three people in a relationship that we have to consider more people than we're maybe used to. It's close quarters, three's company. It can be a celebration, a booze it up, party it up, music fest. But I mean, usually it's not for me. Maybe it is for you. Awesome. But for me, this looks like getting clarity about what doesn't work in terms of threes, in terms of triangles. Who's in your close circle that really might not need to be, that is not helping you, right? To me, like this moon card is, who got that? Aries. Something else is going on. There's more to the story. And you're over here being a truth seeker, but we're not quite clear what that is. So get more to the story, ask questions, stay curious, seek to understand, and then get out of the way if it's not meant for you. Cool. All right, after Scorpio comes Sagittarius. Cool. Okay, so we're in Sagittarius. Let's just take a quick shuffle here, clear the deck for Sag, and ask what it is that they need to know about the weekend ahead. What is it that they need to know about the weekend ahead? All righty. Okay, we get the Five of Wands and an Eight of Cups. So again, this is like an internal struggle that is over. This is something that you've been fighting or chewing on or trying to fix. It doesn't even need fixing. It's just over. It's done. There's a new path available for you. Where can you be your most vital, vibrant, exciting self, right? Where can you just stop with the chess playing? Where can you just drop the rope? Where can you stop the emotional drinking and just go forward? This part is done. This part's ahead of you. What do you want? You know, what invitation do you want to receive? Think about that. Conjure that forward without having to probe and poke and go for something. It's like, just let it happen. Just let it in. Just stop playing the game. Move forward. All right, let's clear now for our Capricorns watching. What is it that our Capricorns need to hear? Clearing the deck for Capricorns. Capricorn sun, moon, rising. Interesting. We get an Emperor and a Seven of Wands. So Emperor, being the boss of your own life, being the boss of yourself, taking charge of a situation, having an issue with an authority figure, having an issue with your boss or career, feeling like you're the only one that can see or do or have clarity, or you're doing it all by yourself, or you're getting all of the work and none of the power, all of the work and none of the credit. And so we want to shift something with our mentality around work, what work means to us, the value we get from it. There's something there for you to discover. Issues with authority, right? Like I fought the law and the law won. I fight authority. Authority always wins, right? Like there's those songs that are coming through my mind while I'm talking. The Emperor is about, it's the fourth card, right? It's the fourth card. So it goes Fool and then Magician, one. And then 2 is High Priestess. And 3 would be the Fertility card. Why can't I think of it? And then 4 is the Emperor. Guys, what's 3? What's the Fertility card? Empress? Yeah, Empress. So Fool, Magician, High Priestess, Empress, Emperor. Duh, that makes sense. Empress, Emperor, right? Okay, so that's the lead up to it, right? So this is where we get to that part where we need to take authority. We need to take responsibility for the prison we put ourselves in. There you go. Taking responsibility for the prison you might have put yourself in. If you're unhappy with your circumstance or situation, are you the common denominator? Can you have some self-reflective inquiry or not? You know, That's where the magic happens. It's when you see it in yourself, that's where the magic happens, right? After Capricorn comes Aquarius. So let's see what's in store for our beautiful Aquarius nation. All right. Death card, King of Swords, off with their heads. You know, somebody's being critical. Maybe it could be an overwhelming sense of off with their heads, or there's truth and clarity with any of the swords. There's an understanding that something is very cutting, that something's very honest and true, but there's a sense of responsibility with the king, right? So there's a sense of knowing what's the best situation. So you already know that something's over and dead. And this is like writing a eulogy, right? For whatever thing is over. This is like being clear about it so that you don't have to repeat it in a way. This is about having a new understanding about correct beginnings, correct endings, right? A new understanding about how important the magic of correct beginnings is. Like there's a few things that are so important, right? Knowing your digestion and your environment style in your human design, knowing your natal chart, knowing, you know, there's so many things, self-reflective tools that we have, right? But here's another one: knowing what's right, choosing a right beginning, because otherwise you're in a sequence of events that's playing out over time that just sucks, and it's like hard to get out of. So something has to completely end. Give it a 90-day break, give it a 30-day break, and then another 30-day break, and then another 30-day break. And once that's over, you have insight and you can choose to enter a new thing correctly, right? So perhaps listening to the Decisions podcast would be helpful for you. Decisions. It's on our YouTube and anywhere you listen to podcasts. It's the Wise Skies podcast, and it's an episode called Decisions. All right, after Aquarius comes Pisces. I think I got all the way through. After, so clearing for Pisces. What is it that our Pisces need to hear for the weekend ahead? Just some extra mystical guidance, magic, ideas from the cosmic world, illuminating the Piscean mind. Cool. Eight of Swords. All right. Have you heard of the, it's not called the magic dark. So April and Leisha and I are going to talk about that on one of our episodes, but this is kind of like that magic dark where you've done everything, nothing's working, and you feel awful. Like you feel stuck. You feel like you're in a prisoner of your own making. You actually have wings and can fly out of there, but you're not, something is not clicking, and it's in that uncomfortable pause of the void where you start to question things and then perhaps get emotional about it. You're intuitive. You were born wise, right? And so there's actually nothing wrong. I would say get really creative with the thing that you're feeling stuck in, or some area of life that isn't quite going forward. Get creative. Sing a song. You know, this is a very emotional, passionate, artistic card for a very emotional, compassionate, artistic sign. So just be yourself. You know, Pisces, just be yourself, and you got this. Let's pick a card for everybody, for a universal card for everybody watching, in case none of that made sense and didn't apply to you, right? Which sometimes they don't. So taking a moment to ask for clarity, a universal card, something that we could all stand to hear. All right, some good mojo, some bad mojo, whatever it is. We want to know the truth, right, universe? What is it that we need to hear for the weekend ahead? Make sure, it's like so much pressure. What card am I going to pick? The Four of Swords. All right, this is about resting. This is about going inside, getting your feet up, propping your feet up, taking a proper break. This is unplugging. This is getting out in nature. This is a deep rest. You don't have to do anything. There's nothing to do. There's passenger consciousness to enjoy the ride. We're here for a good time, not a long time. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. If this has meant anything to you, if it has helped you in any way, please leave a comment so that I can know that this is fun for somebody besides Tiffany talking to herself. And if you haven't subscribed for the newsletter already, I would love that, because that's how we get these out to you, is through the newsletter. So we have usually an interesting special topic every Friday. So I invite you to do that. Again, the membership is a great way to connect. Here in March, we've got 2 classes from Adrienne Cobb, who just launched her book, Tribes of Light. Adrienne is a master teacher, and she has given us 2 classes, 2 extra bonus classes on accessing our own tribes of light, using our intuition. So if you're new to psychic development, this is a great class, an intro class, and then a second follow-up class for these specific tribes of light, the council that's present for us. This is the nature kingdom, the galactic kingdom, the star tribes, the ascended masters, right? There's lots of different tribes of light that you are already aligned with. It's already, the help's already there for you. And so that's what she's teaching us in March. And of course, April did a beautiful spring equinox Akashic Records reading. Leisha did a fabulous root center talk on HD that's a little over an hour long and gets super specific at the end. So lots of good things in that toolbox. If that feels correct for you, we invite you to join, cancel anytime. And that's it, guys. Have an awesome weekend till we can work together again. Have a great spring break. Have a great spring equinox. Plan something exciting for yourself, green and verdant. And namaste.